All right, this video is going to cover converting between radical form and exponential form. And it's something we're going to want to do when we get to simplifying radicals. It's a skill you're going to want to have because it'll make it a lot easier to simplify. So title today's notes, converting between radical and exponential form. And then make sure to put today's date in the top right-hand corner or wherever it fits best on your paper. So when you have a radical, remember a radical is just with the square root symbol or another root power, like the cube root or the fourth root, fifth root. Radicals can be rewritten as rational exponents. And that's just a fancy way of saying fractions. So radicals can be rewritten as rational exponents. So we're going to make a little table here. We've got radical form, which you're used to seeing. We're going to describe what it means. And then we have exponential form. So yesterday, or a couple days ago, we worked on taking square roots and cube roots. And that was generally in the form where you had the radical symbol with some number underneath it. We'll just say a, and then there was a root there. It was either the square root or it was the cube root. Those are the two that we worked on. And what that means, and we're just using letters right now, this means the nth root of a. So what number multiplied by itself gives you the value of a would be the square root. Or what number multiplied by itself 3 times to give you a is the third root of a. So we can actually convert that into an exponent, which is useful when you're simplifying expressions with radicals. And that's going to look like this. A to the 1 over n. So this is another way of writing this expression. Notice the root, whatever it is, goes in the denominator. And then whatever the exponent is of a, in this case, there's no exponent listed, so it's a 1. That is the numerator. So this is saying the exact same thing. This is saying what's the nth root of a. So if it was a 2, what's the square root of a? It's going to make more sense when we look at some numbers. Right now we're just looking at the rule behind it. Some other problems you'll see that we've also taken a look at are when you have an nth root of a number raised to a power. And I'm just using letters n and m as the examples. And this means the nth root of a raised to the mth power. And that'll look very similar to the one above, where you take the number underneath the radical, the index or the root goes underneath in the denominator, and then whatever you're raising it to, and this time it's not 1 because you're raising that number to a different power. You might also see this written as the nth root of a to the m, and the m is underneath. Either way, it's the same meaning. So right now, this probably doesn't look like it makes a lot of sense. We're going to look at some examples and convert them in between to see if that helps you. So if I give you a problem with let's say it's the square root of x, and I want to rewrite that in exponential form, which means that I don't want to have a radical symbol there anymore. What I have to know is that when there is no number listed, remember that's a 2. So this is the square root of x. So there's an imaginary 2 here because that's the root part. So if I want to rewrite that into an exponential form, the denominator is 2 and the numerator is 1 because that's the power on x. So this is the exact same thing. These mean the same thing. X to the 1/2 is the same thing as the square root of x. Let's try a different example. This time I'll give you a cube root, so it might make a little bit more sense. Cube root of x, let's say squared. So the cube root of x squared. So if I want to rewrite this in exponential form, I get rid of the radical symbol. Whatever the root is, and this time there's a number there, that goes in the denominator of the fraction that I'm creating. So it's over 3. And then the numerator is whatever the exponent is. So it'd be 2. So that would be x to the 2/3. Another example. Let's say I had the cube root of ab. So now I have 2 values underneath that radical. So the rule applies to both things. I rewrite it with the radical, the radicand, the thing underneath. So it's just ab, and I'm going to put it in parentheses because I'm doing whatever is happening. I'm rewriting it to both of these things. So the denominator here is going to be 3, and the numerator is going to be 1. So this is the same exact thing as this. The denominator is always the number here. And if there is a number there, it's a 2. And the numerator is whatever the exponent is on the terms. So let's say I gave you the square root of x to the 3rd times y. Now this time the x has a different exponent than the y does. So you have to be careful because we have to do it term by term, so we're not going to put it in parentheses. So here, x to the 3rd, to rewrite that with a fraction, remember when there's no number there, it's a 2, so this is really like an imaginary 2 that helps you to write that there, you can. To rewrite that as a fraction, I do the denominator is my root, and then the numerator is the exponent. So it's x to the 3/2. And for the y doesn't have an exponent, so it really becomes y to the 1/2. And that's rewriting from radical form to exponential form. The tricky thing to remember is that whatever the root is, that's the denominator. And then whatever power that value is being raised to, that's the numerator. You could also go the other way, where if I gave it to you in exponential form, you should be able to turn it into root form. And again, the reason you do this is to help you simplify problems. So for example, Let's say this time we started with exponential form. I gave you x to the 1/4, and I want you to turn that into a radical. So I want it to have the radical symbol. So right away, I know I'm going to have the radical symbol. I know x is my term that's underneath it, and so now I just have to figure out where the 4 and the 1 go. Remember, the denominator is always the root. So that's the number that goes right there in the index spot. And then raised to the power of 1, I can put it right there, and that's the same thing as this. It's just a different way of writing it. X to the 1/4 is the 4th root of x to the first power. Let's say I gave you k to the 2/3. So if I'm starting in exponential form, to go to radical form, I have to rewrite the radical, put the piece underneath it, the k, and then I'm breaking down the fractions. Remember, the fraction means the 3 is your denominator, that's your root, and the 2 is your exponent on the k, on the value that it's attached to. So this is the exact same thing as this. They mean the same thing. Let's look at some more examples when there's more letters and numbers in there. Let's say you had x, y to the 1/2. Since x and y are in parentheses, that 1/2 is being applied to both of them. So that actually turns into the square root. Remember, because we have a radical, that's what we're turning it into, x and y underneath it. When it's the square root, you don't have to write the 2. And the power on each of those is 1. Let's look at one more example. We'll use a number this time because we haven't used any numbers yet. This is number 8. So again, if you're given an exponential form, let's say we have 3 to the 5/4. I can rewrite this where I know it's going to be the radical symbol with 3 underneath it. The denominator is 4, and 5 is my exponent. So right now we're just focusing on rewriting from either exponential form to radical form or radical form to exponential. And again, the whole point is we're going to get to problems where you can start simplifying, and you can use this system to simplify to make it a lot easier if you can rewrite them in their different forms. All right, so that's it for these notes. There are some practice problems that go with these. We're going to spend a lot of time on this because this is a new concept, and I really want to make sure we get this down. Okay, so good luck with these practice problems.